Every day we carry invisible weights, habits, thoughts, and actions that pull us down, cloud our judgment, and hold us back from living the life we are truly capable of. These are the subtle forces in our lives that over time rob us of peace, purpose, and clarity. It's time to identify and release these burdens, starting with 4 specific things that are sabotaging your potential. By letting go of these distractions, you can embrace the Stoic philosophy that offers focus, resilience, and clarity. This journey is all about transformation. It's about growth. It's about shedding the habits, mindsets, and barriers that hold us back and stepping into a better version of ourselves. Today, we're diving into 4 key actions that the Stoics advise us to stop doing immediately. These are not just fleeting bad habits. These are deeply ingrained behaviors and thought patterns that stop you from unlocking your full potential. If you stop these 4 habits today, you'll unlock the power to grow, progress, and live the life you're meant to lead. Are you ready? Let's explore what you need to stop doing right now so you can fully step into your own strength, resilience, and wisdom. 1. Stop resisting change and growth. The Stoic concept of amor fati, or love of fate, teaches us that resistance to change only causes suffering. Yet so many of us fall into the trap of fighting against what we cannot control. We resist changes in our lives, whether big or small, and cling to the way things were, often out of fear, attachment, or insecurity. Understanding the resistance to change. Every change, no matter how small, is a disruption to the status quo. This disruption brings discomfort, and many of us instinctively push back against discomfort. We resist new situations, new people, or new challenges because they introduce uncertainty into our lives. But the Stoics knew that resisting change is like swimming against a current. Eventually, we tire ourselves out and end up exactly where we started. We all have moments where we resist change, from the first day at a new job to the loss of a friendship. Change can be unsettling, and it's easy to look back to the past, when life felt more predictable and stable. But here's the Stoic truth. Change is constant, and if we resist it, we stay stuck. When we embrace change instead of fighting it, we unlock new possibilities and insights. How to stop resisting change? Start by reflecting on the areas in your life where you're holding on to old ideas or outdated ways of doing things. Ask yourself, what am I resisting that could actually be an opportunity for growth? Practice embracing these changes with an open mind, seeing each one as an opportunity to evolve. One powerful Stoic practice is negative visualization. This exercise involves imagining worst-case scenarios and mentally preparing yourself for them. By doing this, you cultivate a sense of acceptance toward change. You aren't blindsided by it when it happens. Instead, you welcome it, knowing that even difficult changes can lead to growth. This doesn't mean passively accepting everything that happens to you. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our reactions, choices, and attitudes toward change. When you accept that change is inevitable, you'll be better equipped to handle it with calm and confidence. 2. Stop letting external circumstances control your happiness. In life, many things are beyond our control, other people's actions, events, even the weather. Yet, it's all too easy to let these external forces determine our happiness. If we tie our happiness to the outside world, we give away our power. This is something the Stoics recognized and continually taught. True contentment comes from within, not from external conditions. Understanding external circumstances. How often do you let external events dictate your emotional state? Maybe a difficult situation at work ruins your mood for the day, or a minor inconvenience, like traffic, causes you to feel frustrated. When we rely on the outside world to define our happiness, we give up control over our own peace of mind. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, emphasized that the only things within our control are our own actions, thoughts, and judgments. Everything else, the weather, the opinions of others, even the success or failure of our endeavors, are external. The more we let these things affect our happiness, the more we allow external forces to control us. How to stop letting external circumstances control your happiness. The key to taking back control of your happiness is to recognize that you hold the power to choose your response to external circumstances. In every situation, ask yourself, what can I control here? A powerful Stoic practice is mindfulness, the act of paying full attention to the present moment without judgment. When something happens outside of your control, instead of reacting emotionally, take a deep breath, observe your thoughts, and then respond consciously. This practice doesn't mean ignoring your feelings, it simply means not letting them control you. By developing this mindset, you'll stop allowing the outside world to determine your peace. You'll cultivate a deeper inner calm that no external event can disturb. It's about understanding that happiness isn't something to be found in circumstances, but rather in your attitude toward them. Third, stop fearing failure. Fear of failure is one of the most paralyzing emotions we can experience. It stops us from taking risks, trying new things, and even pursuing our dreams. But the Stoics offer us a different perspective. They believe that failure is not something to fear, it's something to embrace as an inevitable and necessary part of growth. Understanding the fear of failure. Fear of failure often stems from the idea that failure reflects on our worth. We fear being judged, seen as weak, or not measuring up. However, the Stoic view of failure is not tied to our self-worth. Instead, failure is seen as a natural outcome of trying new things, a signal that we're pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone. The Stoics were not afraid to fail because they viewed failure as a teacher. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us that failure is simply a part of our human experience. It is only when we fail and try again that we truly grow. How to stop fearing failure. One of the best ways to overcome the fear of failure is to reframe your mindset. Instead of seeing failure as something to avoid, begin viewing it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Practice premeditatio malorum, the Stoic exercise of imagining worst-case scenarios so that you become familiar with the possibility of failure and realize it's not as threatening as it seems. Each time you fail, remind yourself that you're not defined by the failure. You are defined by how you respond to it. Embrace failure as an essential step toward mastery. By reframing failure, you'll open yourself up to new experiences and be able to take calculated risks. The Stoics believed that taking action, regardless of the outcome, was always preferable to remaining stuck in fear. Fourth, stop seeking approval from others. How often do you find yourself seeking validation from others? It's a natural human impulse to want to be liked, admired, or accepted. But when we live our lives based on the opinions of others, we sacrifice our own authenticity. This is a habit that Stoicism urges us to break. The Stoic philosophers, especially Epictetus, teach us that our happiness and self-worth should not depend on others' approval. The only true validation comes from living in accordance with our own values and virtues, understanding the need for approval. Many of us have been conditioned to seek approval, whether it's from our parents, peers, or society at large. We may adjust our behavior, choices, and even our values to fit into what we believe others expect of us. But the Stoics knew that seeking approval from others is a futile pursuit. It keeps us dependent on external validation and prevents us from being our authentic selves. How to stop seeking approval from others? Begin by reflecting on the times you've sought validation from others. What decisions have you made to please others, even when they didn't align with your own values? Next, practice aligning your actions with your own principles. Make choices that reflect your character, not what others expect of you. A Stoic practice to help with this is journaling. Write down your values and remind yourself daily of your true priorities. Reflect on what truly matters to you and how you can live more authentically. It's important to remind yourself that seeking approval often leads to dissatisfaction. When you stop seeking approval from others, you'll become more empowered, grounded in your own beliefs and actions, and no longer swayed by external judgment. Conclusion. In life, we often carry unnecessary weights, habits, fears, and thoughts that prevent us from becoming our best selves. But by stopping these 4 habits immediately, resisting change, letting external circumstances control our happiness, fearing failure, and seeking approval from others, you can begin the journey toward the